Hello, good morning, everyone.
Morning.
If you can hear me, you can unmute for a moment and let me hear your voice. Okay. I think we have a sizable number of participants already, so we'll just
Morning.
good morning. How are you doing? All right, so we'll just get started, hoping others will join in during the session. This session is recorded so that those who missed the session can catch up later. All right. Right now, I'll be sharing my screen so that we can see what I have to talk about. But before I do that, um, this session is supposed to be for those of you who have signified interest in the marketing representative position. So the ideal thing is to introduce you first to what we have to introduce to people so that you can have the basic knowledge regarding what it is about, and you'll be able to decide, especially if this is something you love to do. Then, by extension, you would have enough information to talk about the program to those you would eventually be introducing it to. So, right now, I'll share my screen and everyone can mute for a moment so we can have a uniform audio. So again, I'd like to welcome you to this session. We are very pleased to have you. We understand that we are calling out to have partners, people who will um, have an impact on what we are doing and who will also benefit from our own relationship, from our own partnership with them. So we do appreciate you for thinking this is something for you, and we hope that we would have a good relationship moving forward. So we're talking about Unlock Staff for Schools. And first of all, to introduce what we do, we are Educom Africa. We're an education media agency, and what we do is basically to link Africans to global education opportunities. So we understand that our education system in Nigeria needs a whole lot of improvements, value addition, in fact, a total overhauling. And so from time to time, it would be appreciable if we have insights from what other countries are doing well that has been working for them, and then we can key in. Now, this is not a reason to erroneously think, oh, Nigerians are always copying what others do. I bet you if there is any of our industry that needs a whole lot of borrowing insights, it is education for reasons we all best know. So this is what we do. We bring these global education opportunities to Africans, especially Nigerians, since we are located in Nigeria. So we offer a wide range of digital services, especially digital marketing. We support schools with um, digital branding and marketing generally. So we particularly partner with schools and parents, especially for Unlock Staff, so that we may have some schools who would like to implement the program in their school system, and then for parents who would like to join the program. So moving forward, what's the Unlock mission? We started Unlock Star Club with a very passionate goal, a very, very passionate goal. And the goal is born out of our observation of a pain point we have in the education industry. We realize that at childhood, kids have a very high rate of genius, ingenuity in them. They are very smart, they're very intelligent. But what happens when they start growing older? For a lot of reasons, by the way. But we just realize that the older people grow, in Nigeria especially, the more they lose their ingenuity. The geniuses in them begins to drop at a very, very, very high rate. So we observed this fact and we looked for what is missing, what's the cause of this, and then we realized that it is because at this childhood age, um, we are not really concentrating on how to help these kids harness their potentials. We are not focusing on helping them to identify these potentials and develop them. So eventually, what happens? They become wasted. So we see a lot of wasted resources, human capital resources around, and we have the evidences, everywhere. The evidences are just, you know, everywhere. You see youths who are not employable. The high rates of an unemployment we actually hear of the gross of it are people who are actually not employable. Now, why are they not employable? It's not because they're not graduates or they haven't gone to a school or they haven't taken a very good course, but because between the courses they took and the skills required for them to take up a job and function well, there is a very wide gap. So this is also a function of somebody not harnessing their potentials enough at some point. And for those who are on jobs, you keep hearing about inefficient, workers and workers who really just don't know their onions regarding the job they are doing. Why is this so too? It could just be because people are misfits in the role they are taking. Somebody has taken a job as let's say a teacher, and you find out that this person really doesn't want to teach. The person really don't have that interpersonal natural ability, because whoever we want to be a teacher should have interpersonal ability to naturally connect with people and influence their behavior. We need that of a teacher, but we really don't think much. In fact, the teaching profession is the dump, is where we actually drop everything we cannot sort when it comes to securing employment. And this shouldn't be so. So when people are misfits, we have the result everywhere. We have the result everywhere. So we identify this problem and we started thinking of how to help children get better before they become as old as we are and just lose it all. And that is the essence of Unlock. So I'm going to take you a little bit into what the platform is about. Unlock Star is a personalized talent building digital platform. It is a talent building digital platform. We have a lot of platform for kids boosting their intelligence. You have the one for mathematics, the one for a whole lot of very beautiful programs. But how does Unlock stand out? The unique selling proposition of Unlock is the fact that it primarily focuses on talent building. So you can have a lot more about academics, and more academics. But what about developing that potential in children that actually becomes their career? What about focusing more on their natural abilities, their strengths, their mental capabilities, so that we can begin to take them from where they are to where they should be as required by the job market? And this is basically what the Unlockstar platform does. It is personalized. So we understand that everything about academics is usually for everyone. It's a one size fits all. So everyone is going to take mathematics, even though I am not a logical learner. So everyone is going to take English, even though I am not a linguistic learner. Everyone is just going to take, all of those subjects because you are all supposed to take it. That is the academic design. But do these subjects fit for every child? And let's assume they have to take it because that's the curriculum. How do you deliver learning to these children to appeal to the senses of each of them? We have all, if you are all educators, we have learned about personalizing learning. But how much of personalization can we even do in the class? Within the scheme of work for each term, within the 40-minute lessons of each class, how much personalization? You have a review of the last lesson to do. You have the introduction of the new lesson. You have the presentation of the new lesson. You have assignments. You have a whole lot of things to do in 40 minutes. How do you get to appeal to every student as you connect with them? Because in your class, you have students who only learn by their audition. These are auditory learners. So a lot of the things you do using your bodily parts, they don't follow. They do not connect with you. So you really have to appeal a lot to their audio senses using a variety of audio media before they really get to the maximum the learning you are delivering. We have those students who are just purely logical. If you're not being logical, you're not catching them. You need to spark up thoughts in them before they. So when you're talking and you're just basically explaining, you'll be appealing to a linguistic kind of learner, but not to a logical learner, because he really can't. He can't picture that in his brain. He can create a mental picture of what you're talking about. So it won't go. But how many, like sincerely, we try to bring in teaching materials and then instructional materials. We believe through these materials they will connect. But how many people, you see, handling items, we believe is a default belief that real instructional materials connect with students. And yes, I understand this. What they do, they understand. Fine, I understand this. But what about students that they actually learn better with what they hear? So largely, the scheme in school, our way of presentation does not do as much as it should do. It's not a maximal performance thing, and we expect that these students should eventually get all of the lessons. By the way, the lessons may not even be suited to them, but we assume that they should take all of the lessons and they should become better at skills. There's a great disconnect. But this platform is personalized. It is not focused on academics. It is focused on what is important for the child, its talent, and it is a digital platform. So we're not talking about come to a boot camp or read a book or perform an experiment. We're talking about getting on a digital platform. You do not have to be on the digital platform like every time, 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. No, there are just activity bundles that they can download once in a while at scheduled time, and activities they can speak to that gradually, one activity at a time, helps them to get their talent better. So this is basically what the program is. And I will like to tell you that what we are trying to achieve is to appeal to schools, is to make this program appeal to schools, is to make schools see the value in this program that will be added to the educational system and the service they deliver, so that a school can say, we do a whole lot of academics and we're excellent at that, but you know what, we also focus on your child, particularly to help your child develop his natural strength. This is something new around here, but it's not new, as we'll find out in the other countries that have used the same program. So what the platform does is to help schools discover and develop the true potentials of their students. Enough of the one size fit all. We want to focus on students in their own right. And we have done that for schools. They do not have to create exercises. They do not have to start interpreting some principles. It is all interpreted and it is all in a form that is consumable like immediately. This platform is the world's most advanced platform for unlocking the potential of every student. Like I said, we have several other programs, but this is unique in the fact that it focuses on talent, and it is unique in the sense that it is a standardized measurement. As educators, you understand what we mean by measurements. It's a standardized measurement for really getting to correct answers, correct insights about the child. So by taking a few questions from a very in-depth um, assessment, for instance, as we'll eventually find out, we can get a lot of insights about the child's mental ability, level of decision making, the focus factor, the dynamic IQ, their multiple intelligences. We can get all of these by taking the cognitive assessment test. So it has been specially designed by experts in child cognitive development to do all of these things. So what it does, we'll get to know more of it. I'll just move on. Now, how does Unlock Star work? The first thing is the mindset test. That's a cognitive assessment test. Now, what does this cognitive assessment test mean? It's a test. Of course, we know about evaluative tests. Um, that helps us with decision making, that gives us insight, like the ones GSS 3 students take to determine what department they go in SS1. There's a test like that. So after taking the test, we'll know where the strength of the student is, and then they can go. By the way, we have a program like that, but that's not what we're talking about today. This one is for determining the talent of the child. So it primarily focuses on key areas of the child's ability that we can put into two categories: their mental capabilities and their natural abilities. By taking the test has a number of questions, 134 in all, for students who are in the lower class, like preschoolers. Their parents answer all of the questions about them, and that is sufficient for us to read their natural abilities and mental capabilities. For students who are in more higher classes, like in the primary session, they have part A of the question to take, and part B will be taken by their parents, guardian, teacher, instructors, invigilators, counselors, or whoever is guiding them to take this assessment. So the first part, the student answers questions that really tests logic, linguistics, interpersonal abilities. It tests all of these abilities. Then when the parent or guardian responds to questions in part B, we use the questions to, the system automatically uses the question to measure against the child's responses, and then we have a whole lot of insight, like I will show you very soon. So that's the mindset test. It actually tests the brain and mind of the child. After this test, what happens? The test is the very first thing anyone will do when they get on the platform. The moment somebody says they want to sign up for Unlockstar and they register, the first thing they do is, this is a one-side fit. We don't know the student, we just don't know the student until the student takes the cognitive assessment test. And we do not assume about student, no presuppositions, no framing. We just want to see the insights from the results of the assessment. The moment the results come in, you have a whole lot of insights about everything mental capability of the child. I'll display one to you. About everything natural abilities of the child, about a whole lot of insights that schools can present to parents as a result. A whole lot of insights that when they take quarterly, schools can add to the report sheet of the child. You know, as anyone is on this program, they will also have a quarterly assessment to measure their milestones after every three months. So the first one is a cognitive assessment. After 3 months, they would have a tracker test that we call the tracker test to measure how much they have learned in that. So these results are things you can present to parents for them to get a fuller insights about how their child's mindsets and mental abilities work. It is importantly a whole lot of insights for schools. So at every point in time, you have insights, you have scientifically validated insights, rather than doing guesswork that this particular child who loves to play football has been playing for the school and has been winning. I think this child would like to take a career in football. No, we don't want to do guesswork when it comes to children. They are truly important. The matter is truly important to do guesswork about. We really want to validate our observations, our hypothesis. We want to validate it with scientifically proven insights. And so that's what a school gets. So in the dashboard of a school, you can almost tell, you can tell, not almost, how many students you have in your school who are linguistic students. So that when you have a debate competition, you do not need to disturb your brain. You just go straight to these students and bring them up to prepare them for the debate. These are your go-to students when it comes to a debating competition. From the dashboard, you can tell from the get-go all the students in your school who are logical learners. So when you have cowbell mathematics competition, you do not have to disturb yourself. Just go to your database and bring out all the students that are logical learners and prepare them for the competition. Don't waste your time on linguistic students for a maths competition. It doesn't pay you, it doesn't pay the students. You are wasting the time of the student who is a linguistic student by putting them through mathematics competition too many times. I did a few of that, and I bet you, I think the only formula I can remember in mathematics is conversion of dollar to naira. I need to know that one. So I remember that one a lot. So It's really a waste. Although, well, somewhere along the line, somebody thought I should be debating, and so I was in the debating team all through schools. In fact, I was in all clubs linguistics. I was in the drama club, I was in the cultural club, I was in the press club, I was in the debating club. And so, of course, I was always torn apart. When there is a need to be here, I'm there. When there's a need to be there. And so many times there are clashes. When you're just putting off clothes from an Atilogu dance session, and then you have to go and do a debating competition. I am grateful that somebody saw that and tried to make me get a lot of exercise in this. So schools can actually see that too without doing a lot of the guesswork and without really putting pressure on students who really shouldn't be doing the things they're doing if they have a scientifically validated um, insights system. So that's what they get. The moment they finish with a cognitive assessment test and they have the results to give schools insight, to give parents insight, the platform automatically begins to generate personalized activities. Now, this is number two, not three. Personalized activities. Don't forget that we said the platform is personalized. So if you have kids who are twins, let's say triplets even, the three of them same age born on the same day will not be getting the same activities. Why? Because through their tests we would have discovered, and by the way, we can even see that ourselves. We only cannot validate what we see. We can see that ourselves that Taye is different from Kende. Maybe Taye just likes to talk, and Kende would rather keep quiet and fix everything broken in the house. They are different. So they'll be getting personalized activities that focusing specifically on their abilities. We are on a limited time account. So when this session closes, please just click the link and join again. Okay? When the session closes, join the link. Click the link and join again. I'll be right here. So they start getting personalized activities. The activities are in three forms. We call them activity bundles. The first set of activities are called super skill workbook. We will still get there. Super skill workbook focuses on the skills that have been identified of the child. When they take this test, you will see the results of their decision-making ability. And by the way, a lot of times when our students take this test, it's really very low. It's really very low, and that tells us how much the students have got in them. But there's not a problem. There's not a problem. It's just an insight for us to know where to start from and to pick the child. So the system actually reads where to start from. That this child has this level of decision making. So the super skill workbooks they'll be getting will be workbooks that pushes up decision making ability. If their creative quotient, for instance, dynamic quotient, for instance, is XXX, the system reads it and begins to give them personalized activities that brings that particular child from that level up. If the focus factor is XXX, the system reads it and begins to give activities. So even when you have students in the same class, is what I'm saying, that are logical learners, they most likely won't be getting the same exercises. Why? Because their abilities, even as they're in the same class, may not actually be the same. So Abdulaziz will get activities that are tailored for his own cognitive pattern. Veronique will get activities that are tailored for her own um, mindset, and each person will get such activities. Now that's about the personal activities. You have super skill workbooks, you have personal activities and talent activities. There are three activities in the activity bundle. Then we have other stuff too for parents, because this is primarily supposed to be a parenting platform. So it's a way, it's a tool that helps schools and parents to collaborate on the child. So enough of leaving everything that has to do with the child development to the school. The school only has academics to monitor. The school is saddled with academics. Parents are supposed to do their parenting. But what we see is that parents keep pushing parenting to the school. So this is a platform that helps solve it. I understand that some parents really want to get involved. It's just that they don't know how. So Unlockstar is the how. The platform actually guides the parent to with parenting guide. In the platform, you have parenting guide that gives recommended movies, recommended games, and recommended books. Enough of parents giving their children adult graded books or allowing them watch adult graded movies with them. It doesn't add up. The system automatically generates recommended materials for that particular child. So if the child is a linguistic learner, the movies you will see are the movies that you see in the child's dashboard are the movies that are tailored for her as a linguistic learner. Not even for all linguistic learners, but for her at her age, in her class, with her mental capability as a linguistic learner. So if you have a student that is an interpersonal learner, you will see the book recommendations, the movie recommendations, the game recommendations will be tailored for that particular student at that age in that class. So what we are saying is everything here is personalized. We do not expect students, games, books, and movies are actually instructional materials. We can use them to tailor the child's learning. And so we do not want to lose this opportunity by having kids watch Z World with us all day. That doesn't add up to their mental capability. Or having them play all sorts of games. Games are good, but only personalized games that relate with the child's developmental skills are good. So this platform actually gives parents those insights so that at home when they want to relax, they know what game to download for the child to play. So that when they want to watch movies, they know what movies the child should be watching to help the child improve in his or her capabilities. So personalized activities, potential discovery. Oh, potential discovery. After cognitive assessment, we have potential discovery. So from the results of the assessment, you outrightly see what the potential of the child is. So you'll be able to tell that if this child is a linguistic learner, we should start preparing this child for careers in maybe teaching, maybe in journalism, maybe in broadcasting, maybe in, and as a teacher, you begin to talk to that child like that. As a counselor, you begin to guide that student like that. As the parent, you begin to teach your child like that is your primary responsibility to help your child develop the skills and needs for life. You begin to teach your child like that because you have that insight. So that's potential discovery and personalized activities. And these activities on all of the program is a complementary activity for schools. So while schools have all the answers when it comes to academics, mathematics, sciences, and all of that, we are providing them the answers, a complementary learning system for them to focus on talent building. So that's it about that. What are the country profile? What's the country profile for Luxter? It's been introduced in the US and the UK, in Dubai, Indonesia, and Educom Africa is bringing it in, has brought it to Nigeria recently, and we're trying to popularize it with as many schools as possible. We have a lot of schools in Nigeria. We have very many schools in Nigeria, and that's where you, these great people, come in. We have many schools in Nigeria, but Fatima, how many of them can I get to meet possibly? Even though I decide to pick my phone and talk to each school one after the other. By the way, I can get the directory of all schools in Nigeria on the internet. But how many of them can I possibly reach to talk to extend this value to convert, to make them introduce this program in their school? How many? How many? How many can all of us at Educom Africa possibly talk to? And that's where you come in. That's where we need you as much as you need us. We need to spread out. We need to spread out this message. We need to invite as many people as possible so that they can benefit from this program. And that's why you're here. So let's talk about Unlock Star Club for a moment. Ablakim, are you there? Hello?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
I'm
can you
right here.
please you have the permission to share. Can you please just take us through Unlock Star Club, the landing page?
Okay.
So now this is what unlocks our club. Don't forget we say we are trying to partner with parents and schools. So we are talking to these two people separately. We primarily want you to talk to schools, although along the line you may talk to parents, and when we have a reason to have parents together, you may come on board as our representative to talk to them. And when you do have parents groups to talk to, maybe a Facebook group of parents or your personal groups where you belong, you can also talk to them about Unlockstar. But when you're inviting parents, they come to Unlockstar Club. We have a digital club. not a club like club, but it's a digital club where we help these children discover and improve their talent one task at a time. So, like the same way I've described, they sign up and first thing they do, take the cognitive assessment. I'm saying this while you come up. You can just switch. Ablakim, when you're ready. So they sign up, take the cognitive assessment, so we know we have insights about them. They begin to relate with the activity bundles on their in their dashboard. We give them prompts. The Unlocked Ninja keeps contacting parents to keep giving them prompts. We relate on social media handle. We have a dedicated Facebook group for parents that we have not really started activities on, the Unlock Staff family. So we encourage parents to join so that we can have, so we have a series of plans for those who join the club. Now that's the club. Now there is Unlock Staff for schools, and that's what we've been talking about. So we'll just take us through the club website so that we can, yeah.
We have less than 1 minute here, so I think
Okay, so when we do
roughly.
log out, please log in back using the same link. You can share meanwhile.
Can you see my screen now?
I can't.
You can't see my screen.
I can't.
I'm currently
So
sharing.
can anyone please signify if they can? Okay, welcome back to the second session of the um training, the introductory training. We were going to share the Unlockster platform, um, the Unlockster Club web page with you so that you can see what we have there. All right, so you can come up. Oh yeah, here we go. So you can just take us through the platform.
Okay, can you see my screen now?
Yes,
All right, thank you. So, okay, do we have everybody in? We have just 6 people out of 13. Should we
please
wait
go
a
on.
little?
Yes, you can
Okay.
just go on since we'll just
All right.
recap
So,
later.
this is the Unlock Star Club platform. Um, Here we have the homepage where we can have sign-ups. Once you are logged on to this website, you can request a free trial which puts you through, which allows you to try out the Unlock Star Club platform for a limited time before you actually make payment to use the remaining features that will be unavailable when you're using the free trial. So the website also gives us more information regarding the Unlock Star Club platform. For example, the features such as the cognitive assessments, the personalized activities, the club activities, and here is a section for schools where we can have we have schools make inquiries and sign up for the Unlock Star Club platform. Hello, can anyone hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess at this point we can take questions regarding any of the areas that were touched in this briefing. I'm sure a number of us have some questions.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Yeah, we are back here. That's not about Unlock Star Club. So when you're talking to a parent, we invite them to the club. When we're talking to schools, We invite them to the digital platform that they can implement in their school. And what I will do right now is take us through the dashboard, a regular dashboard that each student will get and what the dashboard contains. So to get in,
Okay, I think I have to stop sharing now so that we can see your screen.
okay,
All right.
can you see my screen now?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so to get into the dashboard, um, each registered participant needs to get on, go to www.cracksonline.com. That's where the platform is located. That's where it is located. So they come in here to sign in using their user ID and password.
Okay,
They would have,
we're still seeing your presentation, not your browser.
oh,
Yes, you have
oh,
to
oh,
share your
okay,
browser screen.
okay, okay. Sorry about that. You log on to www.cracksonline.com. You have a bar here to enter the user ID and the password that would have been provided for registered students. So each student has a unique user ID and password. The school will be able to log in, the parents will be able to log in to check for insights about their child. So I'm going to log into a dashboard. Now you see what we have here. You would have a full dashboard. This is what a full dashboard looks like. Okay, by the way, um, if it's a new dashboard, you do not have it full like this. Oh, I'm sorry I cannot switch to a dashboard like that right now. You will not have a full dashboard like this. What you have is an empty dashboard, a button somewhere at the top right that says takes assessment, take assessment, and you have two videos under that button. And on the left bar here, you will not have it full like this. You will only have the profile, dashboard, no activity bundle, no parenting guide, no test analysis, nothing because it's a new account. So what you would actually have is take a test somewhere on the right here. Take the assessment. Then you have two videos. Now these two videos guides you. The first one will actually take you through how to take the assessment. So anyone who is coming on board, it's also easy. The moment you get your login, um, get into the dashboard, there's a video waiting for you to actually explain to you how to take the assessment. It is pretty much everything I've spoken about. It will tell you that you have 134 questions. If the student is a preschooler, the parent is going to answer all of these questions. Are you ready? So if the student is an older student, there are two parts. By the way, the program is for 3 to 14 years. So our focus is really preschool and primary school. So for some parents whose children, our focus is really preschool and primary school. I need to emphasize that. So for some schools who like to take it for their junior secondary, maybe, but I do not want it to go all targeting secondary school students because the program is more suited for 3 to 14. So it is better for parents who have older students who are in JS1, JS2, they may want them to partake, that's fine. But for schools, they may be reluctant and they may waste a lot of your effort trying to talk to a secondary school. The program we really have for secondary school is the assessment test that they can take at JS3 so that they can determine where their strength is and know what department to go. That's more suited for secondary school, but we are not promoting that right now. So the first video will tell you about the test and how to go about it. The second video will introduce you to the world of mental abilities and the world of mental capabilities and natural abilities. So it will tell you about the abilities of the child. It will prepare your mind for the kind of results you will eventually see after taking the assessment. So the moment you click take assessment, boom, you see part A. You agree that you are old enough to take the assessment as a guide, you just click the button, just check the button, and you begin to see the questions. Number one, just click the answer. It's a click answer. Even if it's for the child, just be with the child to guide the child, read out the question to the child, make the child. Some of them have to do with little calculation. Some are just logical questions that are very suited to each child. Because before we create each child's dashboard, we don't just give them login and password. We actually take information from the school regarding each student, like age, class, and some information like that. We impute that information before we can generate an account for the child. So the account for child A will never be the same with the account for child B. Any account we create is specifically for a particular child. So this child will see the assessment that is suited for him or her. The assessment of a child cannot be taken by another child because the assessments are also personalized. So we use the background information to create the assessment. They will start getting questions that are very, very related to their strength, that very, very closely test their abilities. So for a preschooler, for instance, you won't be seeing, very, very serious questions like, very, very serious questions. They will just be questions that are age graded for that child. All you need to do is click. Just click the answer. The moment you click an answer, the next question appears. The moment you click, at the end of it, if you've taken all the questions, you will see submit. And when you get submit, I'm a little distracted. Zara Dean, are you from Nigeria? You can unmute and talk.
Yeah, you have to unmute. You have to unmute.
Okay, are you from
Yes,
Nigeria?
yes, indeed. From Kano State,
Okay.
northern part of Nigeria.
Okay, I'm mixing you up with someone else who shouldn't be in this session. The name with someone else who is not from Nigeria and shouldn't be in this session. All right, thank you for joining in. So I was just explaining that that's how to answer the questions. If it's the one with part A and B, part A for the student, the moment you get to the last question, the submit button will appear and then you click submit. When you get to the end of the part B too, you click submit and that's just it. We have a video on this. You can go to our YouTube channel. I'll share the channel with you to check YouTube/Unlockstar Club. You see a lot of videos regarding PCist videos regarding all of these things we are talking about. So you see a video on cognitive assessment, you see a video on a tour around the dashboard so that you know everything on this dashboard. You see several videos that focus on specific issues that we are now collectively talking about. So you can still see that even though we cannot take the assessment right now, you actually see a live assessment being taken. So I'll just take you through. Now, the moment you click submit and you're finished the assessment, boom, like boom, the dashboard becomes full like this. The system instantly reads all of the responses and creates a personalized, a customized dashboard for that student who just finished the assessment. Again, the dashboard will be different from another student who took another assessment. This will be the unique dashboard. This is a unique dashboard of a particular child we had in mind. I think this is a grade 2. The child should be around 6 to 7 years. Do you understand? And then, okay, let's just go through results. So you see a full dashboard like this. You will now see activity bundle on the left pane. On the left bar here, you then see activity bundles. If you click activity bundles, you will see the 3 sets of activities I earlier spoke about: super skill workbooks, personal activities, talent activities. Okay, I'm closing that. If you click parenting guide, you'll see recommended books, recommended movies, recommended games. Okay, I'm closing that. So if you click test analysis now, and that's where I want us to go. Test analysis, you'll be able to see all the analysis of all the tests the student or the child has ever taken. Now, the only test that has been taken here is the cognitive assessment test. If we go to the activities, you will see that only a few months activity. Let me go there. Let me tell you what I'm talking about. Let me show you what I'm talking about. When the child first signs in, I'm on super skill workbooks. Super skill workbooks. Here, see, you have month 1 is downloadable in green button, download now. Month 2, download now. What does it tell you? This account has only been opened for 2 months now. So the moment you've completed your cognitive assessment, month 1 will be downloadable All other months, not available, not available, not available. The month begins from the moment he completes the cognitive assessment. So if it is 5 p.m. Wednesday and 30th December, by 5 p.m. 30th January, the next month assessment will be downloadable. How we get that? So while we finished the cognitive assessment, month one was downloadable. All others were not. They were unavailable. But now, because it's already second month, month two is not downloadable. All other months are not downloadable. Why? Because now learning is in stages. A child needs to relate with a certain set of materials before relating with the next higher level set of materials. So you get the super skill workbooks like that. And of course, the personal activities are also like that. So now I'm going on to, I want to show us personal activities, although I'm not opening to see, but you can see some other demo where we went into details with all of this. Now for personal activity workbooks, let me quickly explain. Let me explain the test analysis so that we can better appreciate these activities. The number of assessment the child has taken will pop up here. It is not yet the third month. That's why the child has not taken a tracker test. Do we understand that? The moment it is the third month, the tracker test will pop up on the dashboard that the child can take, like end of term tests, like an evaluative test to measure the milestone the child has covered. But because that has not been taken, this is the only result you will see here. Now, see the insights the result provides: strengths and skill set, cognitive ability. By the way, this result can be viewed in PDF. I'll switch to that soon. It can be viewed in PDF and it can be printed. Now, let's see here. What's the natural strength of this child who took this assessment? You see that we have different natural strength that a person, everybody can possibly have. You can either be a linguistic learner who understands better by explanation and details. You can be an interpersonal learner who works best by relating with people. You can be logical who learns best by getting mental picture and working it through. You can be a visual learner who learns best by saying things. You can be a kinesthetic learner who learns best by using bodily part. You can be an intrapersonal learner who learns best by personal thought, self-thought, thinking deeply, ruminating over ideas. You can be a naturalistic learner who connects well with natural phenomena like the world, the weather, plants, and what have you. For this child, what is the natural strength? The system automatically helps you to identify it. You would have seen the score for it. By the way, we have multiple intelligences. So you will have a bit of kinesthetic, a bit of interpersonal, a bit of natural, a bit of musical. But it is wrong for us to begin to develop all of this strength for a child. That's wrong. That's a pretty much waste of time. So what you really want to do as an educator is to focus on the strength. What is the best strength of that child? And perhaps a few other strong strengths too. So if you see all of the scores here, kinesthetic is 5.45 of 10, interpersonal 5.45 of 10, naturalistic 4.35 of 10, musical 4.35 of 10, but linguistics 7.65 of 10, and this is the highest, and that's why you have this badge. So the system automatically helps you to identify by putting a badge to the session where the child really has the highest strength. So just by looking, you understand these results, that this child is actually a linguistic learner, and of course the school needs to take notes and the parents needs to take note. Now there are more. This kind of learner can be a poet. These are just suggestions. This kind of learner can be an advertiser, somebody who uses words to stir emotion. This kind of learner can be a newscaster, can be a commentator, can be a radio host, can be a TV host, can be a whole lot more, can be a teacher, can be an attorney. Somebody who talks to win opinions, can be a journalist, can be a teacher, can be a whole lot of, because this is linguistic. Now, we don't want to waste our time preparing this child to be a doctor. It's such a waste of time. Now, watch it. If you help this child to develop the linguistic skill, and the child begins, the child should be allowed to choose now. Do I love to be a commentator? Do I love to be a radio host? Do I love to be an attorney? But you present the options to the child, and you begin to guide them through all of this until they find the one that clicks with them and they find interesting to do. There must be interest in this. A lot of people, the reason a lot of people are unhappy with their jobs is because they are not interested in it. An unhappy teacher will perform woefully in the class. But if somebody is a linguistic learner, has chosen teaching by will, you will see the passion he exudes. Everyone can feel it. So these are a whole wide range of suggestions. You can begin to now guide the child in a particular one, and then the child will just find one interesting and they begin to develop in it. Something you do, is a rule of 10,000 hours. Something you do over and over again from a tender age, as early as 3, 4, 10, till you are 30 years. Oh, you're going to become a master in it. So enough of distracting the child to do this, to do that. And the worst of it is we're just preparing a linguistic student for medicine. And then eventually they really, really study medicine, but they're not happy doctors. They're just doing it because they're doing it. And they would have been happier if they were doing something related to their natural skills. Okay, so these are some of the insights that the results present. We also have cognitive profile. If you click that, it quickly shows you the age in years versus the age in mental capability. So for intellectual, you see their age in year and the age in intellectual capability in red, the current level. Their age, for this child, for instance, the age is around 4.8 and the intellectual capability is around 3.9. You see, there's a difference. Currently. So we see that physical abilities, social abilities, emotional abilities, you'll see that there's there's a difference. This one is not even so much. For some, you will have the red bar so low, so very, very low. And so that is, we identify it as the current level because it's not a problem. It's just the current level. Now, how do we help the child to measure up his mental capability with his age and begin to grow like that? That is what this platform reads, and begin to give the child customized activities to push up this red bar to meet with his age and to begin to meet up with expectations at that age. So you have a lot more insight. I don't want to go into results in PDF. It is explained, it is broken down. I don't want to leave this page, so I'm not going there. So that's the result. Now the result informs the activity bundle. The super skill workbooks, for instance, will begin to give activities that boost the super skills from month 1 to month 12 for every year subscription. So it's a continuous program. It is not something somebody will do for. That's why we cannot do monthly payment plan, because we cannot do this for 1 month and withdraw. You wouldn't really see so much effect. It's a plan program that students should be on for a number of years. And like I said, it is from 3 to 14. You see the milestones. The parents will see the milestones. The schools will see the milestone. Now let's talk about personal activities. You see what we have here? If you see the results, you see that we have the child has scores for different abilities, because yes, that's what we are. We are multi-talented. We can do a lot of things. But what we are saying is that you only need to focus on the one you can do the best for a career, not everything. You cannot do career in everything. No. The best way to prepare for a career is to focus on your highest strength. And so activity 1 is about the highest strength. Activity 2, the set of activities we call activity 2, is about the next highest strength. The activity 3 is about the next highest strength. And activity 4 is about the next highest strength. So if you see activity 1 now, as I'm going to show you, you have a lot of activities because that is the real primary strength of the child. Now, some dashboard we have more activities than the other, depending on how much the child really needs this activity to be able to raise the bar. It is just personalized. It depends on what we find out about the child. The activities are tailored for the results that the cognitive assessment brings. So remember that we said this student is a linguistic learner. So see, activity 1 is linguistic, all purely linguistics. You can click here to view the instruction regarding this activity. For every personal activity are focused on the natural strength of the child. For a linguistic learner of this age who is taking unlock 2, unlock grade 2, don't forget that we said the person is a linguistic learner. So the kind of exercises you'll be getting will have to do with linguistics. And this one is about the video will introduce you to rules that help to convert the singular words into plurals using S and ES. We teach this in the school, but we are focusing on this as a matter of talent. So you see, it's a complementary activity for the school. Let's say the school has sometimes necessarily this child must have learned singular and plural. Can you see? It is really tailored for their level of understanding. A child of 6, 7 would have learned plural, singular or plural in the simplest of forms. And see, we are only talking about S and ES. So plural. Now, you would have a video. You will have a video that explains the exercise. If you click this button right now, the button I'm hovering around, it will take you straight to a video, a resource, most likely a public resource. A lot of the resources are curated resources from public sources like YouTube. So when we click this now, it will take you to a video. I don't want to go, I just want to it take you to a video that will explain to the child. It will take the child to a video that will explain how to do this exercise in the worksheet. So after watching the video, the child then comes back to take the exercise. If you click worksheet, you will, okay, let me just do that. I click the button under the exercise. And so it's bringing me to a YouTube video. I hope we are on a YouTube page. Okay. So you have, of course, like every YouTube movie, you always have a pre-sale. So I'm going to skip now so that we can get into the real introduction. Now, this is a video made by Nessie. It's a brand. In a way that appeals to a child of this age, the videos are going to instruct him or her on how to take the exercise in a way that appeals to him. So all of the instructions, all of the videos are being curated to be suited for that child. So imagine a child watching this. Okay, all right. I need to come back here so that we don't take a lot of time. So that's about the instruction. After watching that video, the child, children love videos and they learn first time when the video connects with them. They're just enjoying. They don't even know they're doing anything. They're just really, really getting interested in the dog, its tail, how to add plurals, and they're just learning by fun. So we said it's a fun way of developing talent. After watching that, there is now the worksheet. I'm going to click the worksheet now for you to see what it contains. For this particular exercise, for a linguistic learner of that age who owns that account, this is the kind of exercise the child will get. Plural nouns, just exercises they can connect with. You have things like this too in the super skill workbook. It's just that what the personal activity is focusing on is a little different from what the worksheet is focusing on. So we have a lot more videos on this. So parents, schools, you can download all of these activities even beforehand for each child, and that's what we advise. For a single month, the moment the month is downloadable, go click download all of the worksheets for that month, about 50. Keep it in a folder for each child. So when it is time to take that subject or that session, come and pick out the activity the child needs to do. Okay, so that's it about personal activities. Personal activities can be done once in a week. If it were for parents, it's something they should do on the weekend. For schools, you can give them as weekend assignments. The parents can log in and bring it out, or you could have printed out the worksheets, give it to them in their file. They take it home. their parents come to the dashboard, the communication book already tells them what activity you are doing right now. They come to activity, they go to personal activities, they click activity 1 because that's where you are, and you tell them which activity you are taking in activity 1. It is activity number 1. So the communication book already tells them this, and so they can come here, click view now, click the video, let the child watch it, and just sit down and watch their child do the assignment. It's as easy as that. So the next set of activity I would like to show you is the talent activity. Now, this one is deliberately tailored to help the child focus on his talent. That whole you are trying to become a radio commentator. You like that, right? Okay, so these are the activities we'll be doing to make sure you prepare for that. And so for every talent activity, the child is excited. He's already seeing himself as a radio commentator. And so for every activity, he already knows that, oh, I'm getting better, I'll soon become a TV commentator. The child gets carried along with the goal the school is trying to achieve, with the goal the parents are trying to achieve. For this linguistic learner of this age, we have a whole lot of activities: poster making, importance of Aadhaar card, what is social service, what are trams, personal communication. These are topics for talent activities. Now, if the child completes the activities, whoever is monitoring the child, whether the school, the parents, it is specifically supposed to be the parent, they get a reward point. We will soon see in the dashboard where we have reward points, and there's an essence for this reward point that we can come back to later. So for each activity done and submitted, the child gets a reward point. By the way, super skill workbooks and personal activities are not submitted. They are to be filed by the parents. So after the child completes it, at the bottom, there's a space to write time taken so that you can monitor the child's progress. Now, having said that, okay, we are timing out already. I thought I was going to end at this, so I will try to end at this time, but we may need to come back for question and answers. I just want to take this very detailed so that you know what to tell people and what to think about this program. That's why I'm taking it slow and I'm taking it detailed. So for every month, talent activities are taken once in a month. For every month, you can choose any. They're like projects. We call them fun projects. You can take any of these topics you want. Check the formats. It's supposed to be an image, a video, a write-up. What are trams? Personal communication, for instance. It can either be an image, write-up, or video. Is there in the instruction. If you click view instructions, it will give you all the instruction. There are 30 unique topics for parent-child activities. Read the topics carefully. It can be for school child activities. So for each child, you can create a session to work on their talent activities, their fun projects. That can be their project. They can deliver it in the class as their personal presentation. They can deliver it on assembly ground. Just create events around it for the students so that they can enjoy doing it. After they have created in any of these formats specified, if it's an image, create in an image form. You come here to click choose file, you upload it and submit. If it's supposed to be in video form, importance of Aadhaar card, that means the student needs to talk about that. You would have prepared them for the speech. Help them prepare the speech. Help them prepare for their future career. Let them get used to preparing scripts on different topics. By the time they do that for many years of their life until they pick up a career, they're going to become good at it. And that marks the distinction between those who are just there and those who are really, really great. The rule of 10,000 hours always plays out. A child who has been preparing scripts and has been delivering it, for over 10 hours of his life is definitely going to become a boss at doing that. So it's fun. It's a fun project. The parents can do it with the child. The teacher can do it with the child. After doing it, this one is supposed to be uploaded. Now we read all of these activities. The system reads all of these activities and prepares a tracker test based on them to check their milestone. Okay, they've been doing super skill works, personal activities, talent activities. They can then attempt questions that looks like the cognitive assessment test, and we can see the milestones they have covered. So I'm just going to have to go back to the session. We have some more videos that gives us more details regarding this. To manage our time, I will stop sharing now and go back to, okay, I'll just share the presentation and take what more we have. Please, if the session do time out, please log back in as we did. But I'll just continue before then We have gone through the dashboard, and now I'll talk about the subscription plans. Yes, there on the website, we have subscription plans for parents. You will see it in www.lockstarclub.com/sign up. But this is what you have. Right now, we are doing the Black Friday offer is still available. So for one child, they get 10% off, two children, 20% off, three children. I'm very sorry. My supervisor is calling me. He's been calling. I will just tell him. Hello, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ogami, I'm in a session. I just didn't want to keep your calls going. Yes, sir. I'll call you back, sir. Thank you, sir. Okay, I'm sorry about that. So this is the pricing for parents. Now, what about for schools? This is what we are going to be telling schools, school owners, that we have three payment plan depending on the number of dashboard they assign, depending on the number of students they have. So if they're taking 20 to 49 accounts, that's for 20 to 49 students, they pay 20,000 naira per student for the whole year. Now, let me quickly tell you some of the ways to talk to schools, because they'll be like, 20,000 naira, how do I get to get that from parents? Okay, the truth is that they charge to the parents a whole lot of fees, even for things the parents cannot see, or the things that do not really make meaning to the parents. For instance, developmental fee. What are they developing? I really don't get. I'm sorry if you're school owners. We are just connecting and we're trying to tell ourselves, some marketing strategies. So if parents can pay for developmental fee, I mean, they're going to pay for this platform where they actually see all of these activities. They know what they're doing and they know what their child is, achieving through it. They pay for Montessori. Please tell me, school owners, what you teach with instructional materials? So I don't get why they pay for Montessori. They pay for science laboratory. Oh my God, that's the most wow. Why would they pay for science laboratories? Aren't you going to take them to the labs? But these parents pay because they love what you are doing. Now we are saying that schools can even add more value and they'll be willing to pay, but you need to convince them. And that's what the work you are doing for us as representative. You need to get the right words to convince them with. This is a value addition to your school. Stand out among other schools and say, in our school, we don't just focus on academics. We help our children develop talents and we have something to show for it. Come and see results. A particular child, we can tell you about the talent, the mental capability, the natural abilities of the child. We use this insight to teach our children. We know that Rahima is a linguistic learner. We know that David is a logical learner. And so we use this insight when we teach our students. This is value addition. Parents will listen to you. You come to PTA meetings, you discuss abilities, you discuss your auditory learners and what you have done for them this year. They can follow up, they can see value. And so 20,000 naira for a dashboard wouldn't really be so much, especially because we give them payment ideas that they can spread out this payment per term. So the price we are giving them, by the way, is our partner price. You see the pricing for individual dashboards that we give parents is like 34,000 naira per dashboard. So a school can take 20,000 naira and they can sell it to parents at any amount they like. We don't suggest to them. So if your school is really a big school, you may want to sell this program at 50,000 naira. If your school is not very big, you may want to sell this program at 30,000 naira. But the important thing is that they can sell it at any amount they like, but this is the amount we charge them. So they can divide this payment into 3 terms and add each of the payments to the termly fee. If you are selling this program for 30,000 naira, for instance, that means parents can then add 10,000 naira to first term fee, 10,000 naira to second term fee, 10,000 naira to, and it makes it easier for them to make the payment. So it depends. For those who are taking 50 to 99 dashboards, they pay 17,000 naira per account. For those who are taking 100 plus dashboard, they pay straight account insights. Okay, does time out. Please get back in. Thank you. I'm getting notifications already. So that's that about pricing. You can always ask more questions. Now, what do we have in plan for you awesome people who we are hoping you will join us? If you have connection to schools, if you're a teacher yourselves, or you purely know how to just market and get people on board, you will find this very interesting. As an interesting, it's not like a work. It is actually something fun. for you to talk to people and convert them. It's fun for me, by the way. So it should be fun for you too. So what we are offering is a basic salary that you will normally get if you do the work and get a conversion. It is 20,000 naira every month. But for every month that you bring up a school, depending on the number of people that sign up, you will get 1,000 naira for each of them. So let's assume this month you spoke to a school with 50 students and they signed up 50 students. That is 50,000 naira plus the basic salary. So for that month, you get 70,000 naira. Let's say in a month, you're able to talk to 3 schools, one with 30 students, one with 50 students, one with 70 students. That's 150 accounts sold out. You get 1,000 naira for each one, and that's pretty 150,000 naira plus your basic salary. That is 170,000 naira in that month. So every payment is in that month. Whatever amount of accounts you are able to sell for that month. I have less than 1 minute. I'll be out. Then I will come back to take questions. The number of accounts you are able to sell, you get 1,000 naira per account plus your basic remuneration. But if you do not sell any accounts in a particular month, you do not get the basic remuneration. These are the conditions. You must sell an account every month. Even if you sell 20 is the least. Even if you sell 20 accounts is the least, you will get 20,000 in addition to your 20,000 basic salary. I hope that's clear. Now, the third thing is we not take this very, very serious. This is our job and this is our passion. We want to go around Nigeria and by all means around Africa. We really want serious people who want to do this work. It's a regular job. We'll be having regular meetings, regular trainings. We'll be going out together. We'll be doing things together to ensure that this gets into every school and every home. So we only need serious people. So this contract will automatically be. So I was talking about the commission plan and the conditions attached. We have to attach conditions so that we can take this very seriously. This is a job. It's actually a job role. The only thing is that it is not a job you need to resume to an office, but it's a job you should do every day. And especially it's a job on which you should bring your marketing prowess, your ability to talk to people and convert them. So we do strongly believe that if you are able to really, really talk to people, talk to school owners, you will convert them. We strongly believe that because this program has its value, and it's not new. It may be new around here. It's been working for people around. So you have materials to work with. You have details to use, as we will keep talking about. So I will say that if within 3 consecutive months you are not able to make any sales, this contract will automatically be terminated. This is to ensure that we have only dedicated people to work with as a team. You are joining our team, we are becoming a team together. So we really want to work with people who can keep up the team. So these are the conditions. If you do have any questions about them. So questions, who goes first?
Hello.
Yeah.
I want to ask.
Please
Hello?
go on.
Okay. I want to ask. At those dashboards and everything, what of students that are not having access to computer individually at home? Is the school meant to print out those PDF files to give to them?
Yes, like I said earlier, we expect that now this is what the school needs to do. At Unlock Star Club, we are doing all of those things for the child by giving them prompts regarding what to do and so on. And that's why we are making our profit from there. That's why the pricing for parents sign up is not the same for this school. So the school too needs to put in the work for the profit they'll be making. Importantly, they need to sense this into their school system. So for it to work for their school system, one way we advise school to do is to make it like a separate subject so that it's on the timetable. When it is so period on so day, we'll be having any name you call it, talent building, potential unlock, whatever name they call the subject in their school. But the important thing is this is what the student need to do, and they understand that for super skill workbook at the beginning of the month They can and they should download all 50 workbooks, keep it in a folder for each child. I understand that schools use workbooks normally, like they have workbooks for phonics, workbooks for this and that. So the only difference is that this one is not a reprint kind of workbook because it is personalized for each child. If we only need that one set once in life, the moment he downloads month one and attempt all of that, that's all. No other student can use a particular student zone. So the school needs to put in the work in a particular month, download all the workbooks, create a folder, plastic folder, put all the workbooks for the child in it. When it is time for that period, the teacher will then present each workbook to each child. That's for super skill workbooks. Now, for personal activities, don't forget I said they're like once in a week kind of activities. Schools can make it weekend activities, weekend assignments for each child. So to make it easier, in case parents will say they don't have a printer and all of that and all that, you can go into each child's work dashboard and print out. I just showed you what the exercise will look like. Print out what the child will do for a particular weekend. You need to print for many weekends because as a school, we don't want you to keep disturbing yourself. It's not something that really takes a lot of time. So you can once in a month print all the worksheets. You can once in a month print all the personal activities. Just decide on what activity each child is doing. You can have a formula for it in your school. That week one is personal activity one, or like week one is activity one, activity 1 1. That means if you open activity 1 bundle, the first activity you see there. Week 2, it is activity 1 2. Week 3, it is activity 1 3. Week 4, it is activity 1 3. Week 6 now, it is activity 2 1. So you can have it even already written down as a guide so that everyone who is running this program, every teacher who is guiding students through this program already has a format to work with. So if we go and check week 1, the activity you are giving that child home should actually be activity 1 number 1. Like the one we saw is activity 1 number 1, the one about plurals. So it is easy for the school to print out once in a month and put it in this child folder. You have worksheets, you have personal activities. Now, as the child is going on for the weekend, you already have a communication book. If you use a communication book, you're supposed to use it for phonics, by the way. Schools are supposed to use it for phonics and for a few other things, the way they communicate with parents. You already have it that log into your dashboard, click activity bundle, click activity 1, click number 1 activity, and watch the video. So at home, the parent can do it on their phone. Just make the child watch the video. And after he's done watching the video, that's all. Do an exercise, and that's all. So the video watching in a week for even parents may not be more than 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes. That's if they want to add other videos. Maybe they want to add one of the recommended videos. You know, they can just enjoy the fun together. So yes, schools need to download as a bulk and present it to the children with guides. I hope that answers the question.
Thank you.
I hope that answers the question.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Can we ask, can we get someone else another question? Okay, so if you're not asking a question, you can please mute so that we can have a uniform audio. Who else has a question? Okay, if you, of course, the more you have more questions. Okay, you have a question, yes, please.
Okay, my question is this. Let's say I've successfully introduced this program to a school owner or a parent, and they ask me, so how do I participate or register?
Okay, so thanks for your question.
I don't think
Yes, I can hear you.
that part.
You still want to go on?
Maybe. Not really. I was trying to join the class. I didn't get that part.
Okay, so if you want, if a school wants to sign up after you've spoken with them, then it's time to hand them over to us. In fact, from the very beginning anyway, we keep working it through together. For instance, if I'm talking to a school and they want to talk to me, there's always the calendar to schedule a meeting. If they want to talk to their parents about the school, we don't know what to tell them, or we don't know about come and talk to them, maybe they will understand you better. You tell us, we'll organize a virtual meeting for them. In fact, we can actually do a physical meeting if we can cover for the logistics, or if they can cover for the logistics. So for instance, when schools have PTA meeting, we had one sometime last week, you can then invite us. You've already shared some content with them via the group. You have told them about it. Now you want them to come and hear about it. You can bring them together in a forum. Maybe during PTA meeting, you want us to come physically, or you organize a virtual meeting. We still come up. So all the way through, as you're talking to them, we are involved. You are not in this like alone. All you need to do is scout for the school you feel you can have sales with. You have a whole directory of schools in Nigeria. What we wanted to do first was to get representative in each state, so that we know that in Kano, we are talking to Zaradin. We know that in Kogi, we are talking to Saliu. We wanted to do that. But along the line, we saw that some people are lumped up in a particular location. And so we left it open. Even in a particular location, the moment you start talking to a particular school, it will be good to let us know, so that we identify that school with you, so that no other representative we claim talking to that same school, so that we know the right person to reward for that sign up. So the moment they say now they're ready to register, they just contact us. We give them the account to make payment to. We then give them a form to fill out the details for each student. We then create the dashboard. We create the general dashboard for the school, and we upload student accounts, depending on the number of students they give, using the exact information they give us regarding the student. So it's as easy as that. And they can start at any time in the term. In fact, they can start right now when students are even at home, because it's not something that they can connect with their parents and they just want to start. They can. I hope that answers your question.
Yes.
Thank you very much. So do we have any other question?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Thank you. Let me bring it on.
I said, is there going to be an ID card or a list of identification today that will link us to the Obicom that?
Yes, that's possible. The only issue now may be with location. If you're in Lagos, for instance, of course, if you're not in Lagos, we can also fashion our way to do that. Yes, that's possible. Yes, that's possible. Please take note of Lakin. All right, any other question?
No, at all.
Any other question from anyone? Yeah. Okay, thank you. Please bring it on.
Yes. About the test, was that what you call it?
A cognitive assessment, yes.
I don't know if there's cognitive assessment. Okay. I don't know if there are some questions. If we can have an insight of some questions that
yes
asked,
so now
that
you
we can
go
use this
on
question actually.
I think they have something to show for that. If we can do that quickly.
And find ways to connect them, like make them see the connection of those questions to the talent of the children. And I think this will go a long way to buy their interest.
Yes, definitely. So you will get right now as we speak, there's a video on, it's titled Take Assessment or something around assessment on YouTube right now, YouTube/Unlock Star Club. Abdakim, it's possible for you to get the link right now. Can you please paste it in the chat box for assessment test? So it walks through the assessment
I'm
one
getting
after
the
the
link.
other.
I'm going to get the link right now.
Thank you. So you can just have them watch the videos. You can yourself watch the video, pick out specific questions. You would understand from that video what class and age the assessment is made for. you would know in that video. So you can talk to them that this assessment has been made for this particular student. I hope that's clear. Yes.
Yeah.
So we'll put it in the chat box now. Meanwhile, you can actually go to YouTube. You can, why not just put the YouTube link? You have different videos. You have even a session like this. You have a session we have done for schools to share with parents. So you have all of
Okay.
them on the dashboard. So as an introduction to, okay, in case you're trying to talk to your parents and you don't know what to say, this is a video that you can share with them that gives them the insights. So we talk about all of these aspects in a way that we connect with parents. Yeah. Yeah. So I think we'll just have the link /YouTube/unlock club. You have all of these videos. So do we have any other question? Great people. Any other
Sorry, I
question?
didn't get YouTube link.
Oh, students.
YouTube /unlock club. Just search for unlock club on YouTube. So I have /unlock club typed there in the chat box. All right, do we have any other question from anyone? Okay, it's been a long time. I thought we are going to have 1 hour. We have spent 45 minutes extra. I really do appreciate you staying tuned. So now you can use any of these contacts. Please, Abdulhakim, can you please put the contacts in the chat box?
All right.
Please give my personal WhatsApp number so that we can connect faster. By the way, it's on the screen here. It's the second number. The MTN number 08066188410. You can just drop WhatsApp messages for me. It's faster that way. It's faster than calling me, and it's faster than emailing. And give me some time to respond. I definitely will. So if we need to have a session together, I will share the calendar with you to schedule a meeting. And so just anytime you feel you have any question, you can always contact me and then we can establish this. But right now, what we need you to do is to reply to the message you received or to the invitation stating your interest to move forward so that we can standardize your appointment. Do we get that? Or you can send me a WhatsApp message to do this. We need to get this information. We wouldn't assume you're interested until we get a communication from you, either by messaging me via WhatsApp, by replying to the emails you received, or by replying the WhatsApp message you received. Whatever means, just contact us and let us know that we have a relationship, and then we can formalize things. All right, thank you very much, wonderful people. We hope to see more of ourselves. We hope to establish a relationship, and we hope we both benefit from this, and we hope Nigeria gets better for it. Now I would like to say bye-bye. Can I see everyone's face as we end the session? I'm gonna type my number again in case someone needs to get it. So is that in the chat box? All right, thank you very much for joining this session. I hope to meet you much later. Thank you very much. Aladis Suliat, Garba Amida, Zahara Dean, Redwan, Lamre, Adib Dayor. Thank you very much for joining. I'll see you later. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.